Good morning, gang. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in the world when you're watching this. Welcome back. First and foremost, remember, nothing discussed today is financial advice. It's for educational purposes only, and it's my view of the markets. Right, now that's been said, apologies, it's been a while, but realistically, I've been updating the group more than I've been updating on public YouTube because there's been a few nice trades to be had. Okay, so first and foremost, I'll take you through some of the stuff that have been going on, and then what I'm looking for next. But first, we've got a bit of an announcement to make because today is our 4th birthday. Can't believe this. I've been teaching trading now for 4 years. Okay, so there's a nice little picture of me and Cake together here. Yep, I'm a very happy person, as you can tell by my voice. Now we are going to be doing a public stream, a Spitfire Radio this afternoon, so obviously if you want to join us in the Discord, great. But as a bit of a celebration for our 4th birthday, we are doing a 40% off our monthly membership plan. Okay, so our monthly membership plan is $100, so do the maths, it's 40% off. Okay, so obviously if you do want to take advantage of that, head over to our website, links down in the description, and use code birthday at checkout and you get 40% off. Okay, a little way to give back, because I know a lot of people's been wrecked recently. Okay. Can you believe, though, this is what's interesting, is the last time, well, when we actually came into the market and started this group was all the way back here. In fact, it was, where's April? There. This is where we came in. And funnily enough, the first few posts that we were doing on Twitter at the time was calling for a top. Okay? Calling for a top before the big meltdown. Okay? This is why we came into the market, because I wanted to help people that were getting absolute FOMO up here. Okay? Did exactly the same at this high, exactly the same at the low. Okay, so this is what I do, macro pivots and teaching people. Okay, so obviously if you do want to come along and learn, then come join us. Right, so since we last spoke, obviously we have had a tumble. I think the last time we spoke was roughly around here, I believe, maybe the 20th of March. Wow, it's been a long time, hasn't it? Okay. And obviously since then, we've tumbled down again, made a new low. Okay, so from the all-time high to the all-time low, you know, we're down now. The market is down, what, 32%? Nice correction, okay? And obviously this is based on what I was giving you guys publicly for, I think, months in advance, okay? Months in advance, okay? Coming up to this magical fib, okay? This magical fib up here. And if I just bring this on, if I go to my primary ball, and there you go. This is the fib in question, the 105 fib. Okay, 105k, 3618. This is the one that I was telling you guys about. Okay, I had two. Okay, I had two. And these two are the only two levels that you needed to be aware of above us. Okay, and to be honest, I give this to the public for free. Now, the guys in the group got it a little bit more detailed because the guys in the group also got a time box. There's the time box window, but obviously they're the guys that are studying the material and also get to view my trading plans. Okay, so there's your time box, and you can see the time box played out beautifully. Okay, but the level was still there. Okay, I try to help as much as I can. Now, I'm still sat in this. I have skim profits along the way. Okay, but this is now my hedge against the market, just in case, you know, if we do have a full-on meltdown. There we go. I'm now protected. Okay, so since then we've obviously had this drop down, and then we had this move up, and obviously when I was doing that video update here, okay, so let's zoom in now, it's like the 4 hour, you can see this. Okay, so we had a few trades out of this. Okay, so first and foremost we had a diag, which was a really nice diag. Now a lot of people, especially if you're new to Elliott Wave or you don't understand Elliott Wave, you'll go, oh, it's a rising wedge, it's a rising wedge. And yeah, it's taken from Elliott Wave. The old rising wedge pattern is taken from Elliott Wave, but it needs to be technical. And this is why a lot of people get it wrong. So people trade the breakouts, people go wrong with it. But this is just one of the trades that we had in the group, which was really nice. You know, once we start creating this structure, and we can see everything's made up of 3 waves, which is really nice and clear, then it's a very obvious indication. And what we can do is we can look for the mean reversion trade. Okay, so this was one of them. The beauty of this trade, and the reason why I stayed in this trade, even though it went sideways for a long time, where we had significant bearish divergence, okay, on CVD. And it was across the board. It wasn't just on one exchange, it was across the board, okay? So what does that mean? It means that everyone was trying to market buy, push price up, and yet price was still making lower highs and lower lows. So what does that tell you? Well, the people that move the market have to be using market buy. Market buys, market sells. That's the only way that the market moves. Okay, so if all these people are pressing market buy and price is still not moving up, what does that mean? Well, it means you've got a lot of limit shorts above that are just getting filled, and they are suppressing price and holding it. Okay, so what happens when these guys run out of steam? The price nukes. Okay, and this is exactly what happened here. So this was a really nice trade in the end. Yeah, it took a long time to play out, but in the end, obviously it did come down, and it came down quite hard. Okay, so this was one of the first ones that we had. And then obviously we had this nice big move up again, and then obviously since then it came back down. So since the bottom, okay, we've had a couple of trades, which actually have been really nice trades down here. Okay, again, it's just following, it's textbook Elliott, is this. Textbook Elliott Wave, again and again and again. Plus, this move here was great. So what I'm recognizing here, and I'm showing to the team, once I've seen this structure create, I'm then starting to paint a picture and say, well, this looks like a 1, 2, 3 up. And then on the back of this looks like another 1, 2, 3 down. So if you get 3 waves followed by 3 waves, the next thing you're looking for is 5 waves. And we've got 5 waves. Okay, so this is what I'm telling the team, okay, on the morning. These are my trading plans. Okay, so from this, managed to grab a long from down here. Recognizing that, again, we had another diag within this, another leading diag. So there's a wave 1, there's a wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. Okay, 5 waves, really nice and easy. So I'm recognizing this as the day goes on. So therefore, I then updating the team, and as she's coming up towards these highs, which would be a natural take profit zone, obviously to take out the highs. Because of the count and the extensions, I'm then able to tell the team that I'm looking for higher, and I'm looking for the monthly open region, okay, around the 1,236 to the 1,382. Okay, and this is the beauty of it. Okay, this is the beauty of the position of understanding the Elliott waves. Everything else that I trade, I don't normally share with you guys Elliott wave, but you know, this time I want to talk it through. So this is what I'm looking for. We came up into the monthly open. Okay, come up into the monthly open. So this now, solid TP on the long. Great, cool. Still got a little bit running just in case I'm wrong, and price continues going up. Awesome. Now for this, we had a really nice solid short idea as well, because not only did we fulfill the potential expanded flat pattern, sorry, regular flat, not expanded because it didn't take the lows, but we also came up into resistance, and this obviously was a major area. So this is what obviously I'm saying to the guys that evening, on the evening that this came up, that I'm planning on taking the short. Now obviously you can see here from the image, I was planning to take the short all the way down, take out new lows, okay? But what we had in the end, as the day developed and as the following day came on, I'm recognizing that we've got a double distribution day, okay? These is commonly referred to as the BART pattern. Now this doesn't look cleanly like a BART pattern, no. Normally, price up, sideways, down. But what's important, the BART pattern comes from TPO theory, okay? It's called the double distribution day, and it's probably my favorite setup out of everything that I teach. And the guys know I love this setup so much, I even use double risk, okay? So this is obviously what I was looking for in the morning. You know, price to continue going sideways and then drop back through the single prints. And that's what they did. And once it filled the bottom of those single prints back at weekly open, then obviously it's had the rally back of it. Okay. So this is now, balance of this is stopped out. So the stops were trailing down below here. And now all I am doing is sitting in this. Okay. I still obviously hold my swing shots from higher as well. Now, obviously, if you guys want access to that, then, you know, come take part. Come take part. The birthday off it. I don't think you will find trading education as cheap as this. Okay? Not for the amount of educational content we have. Nobody has got such a comprehensive library like we do. Okay? I've got a whole thread on Twitter that shows it all. So if you want to have a look at that, again, links down in the description. Right, next. Moving forward. What's next? So, cast your mind back. There were 2 big regions I were looking for the last time I did this video, and that was based on that low there. 2 big regions, okay? Region number 1, 98k to 100k. Region number 2, roughly 73 down to 67, give or take. Okay? These are my 2 big regions, and they're still my 2 big regions on the chart. Because, quite frankly, I'd prefer this to come lower, whether it comes lower now or comes lower later. I still think the stronger support level are below. And the reason why I say that is because if we do a line from the top of this across, and we see we front run it. Okay, we might not front run it on all exchanges, that's absolutely fine. But what people are doing is trying to buy the range, breakout, backtest. And I completely understand that. Okay. Completely understand that. That makes sense. However, for me, the stronger zone is actually below us, because if we do a volume profile along that old range and let this load, we can see here, look where the point of control is. Point of control is down at these lows here, down around my 707. Okay. So we've got a bit of a zone here, and I still like this zone. So if we do come down into this zone, and again, listen to my words, if we do come down into this zone, if. We don't have to. This is just an area of interest for me. But if we do, and then I start to see a sign of strength, and some market structure break to the upside, start flipping some SR levels within this, some lower time frame ones, then yeah, cool, I'll look for a long. Great. Can that long take us to new all-time highs? It could. It also could just do this. Okay. Either way, I know that this is a strong area of interest for me, and right now we've front run it. So once again, it doesn't have to come down here, but this is where I'm interested in doing business. These lows here wasn't where I were interested in doing business. Low time frame, yeah, obviously you saw the day trade idea, but high time frame, I'd still prefer it to come a little bit lower. Again, doesn't have to. Now, in terms of resistance, we are still making lower lows and lower highs. Okay, we can't ignore that. We can't ignore that. So obviously, we're just doing this again and again and again. Now, realistically, this doesn't start looking strong or better until it starts getting back above here. At least clearing these highs and holding. So I'm in no massive rush to take out swing longs unless A, we come lower, or B, we start showing some strength. Okay? But for now, we're still in a downtrend. It's kind of pointless getting overly excited and saying bottoms in, and this is what obviously your influencers and your clowns on X talk about. Oh, bottoms in, buy the dip. But they've been saying exactly the same thing all the way down. And if you did exactly what they told you, you'd be absolutely wrecked by now. You'll blow on your account. You know, it's the most basic fundamental thing you can learn when you're learning how to trade. What's market structure doing? If you're going to learn anything from the absolute basics, learn basic market structure. Okay, I'm on a daily time frame here. The market structure is still down. It doesn't change round until it starts getting above there. From there, then that starts to look a little bit stronger. So therefore, perhaps we could have a trade within here, alongside. Now, because this has now been updated, I'll pull this down to the lows. Now we can see this is still, for me, one of the biggest resistance zones. Now we can also do a few more things by putting on a trending volume profile, and we can see, look, where we are right now. Again, this was another reason why I was happy to short the other day. Because we came into this point of control. So from the 109 highs, or 110 highs, to the lows, volume profile along the whole thing, a trending volume profile. Okay. Major sticky zone. Okay, above that, we can see we've got a sticky zone around here because we've got a high volume node. Okay, does it mean I blindly short here? No, it doesn't. Okay, I'd much rather see that liquidity go. Now, above this, it starts getting a little bit different because above this, you can see we've got a big gap in volume. So above here, there's quite a lot of free room. So once again, take that back to the idea. If we start to break some structure and have a pullback, this is quite thin in terms of volume. So therefore, why would we not be looking to trend trade within this? The market always moves in three waves, okay? And your sweet spot is this one. The reason why that's your sweet spot is because you've had the market structure shift, okay? Now, we still can't rule out this zone. This is still, for me, the biggest resistance zone on the chart. Okay? So this here, until we flip this convincingly, and in fact, I'm actually going to extend this up, then I can't get too bullish for an all-time high. You start flipping this, yeah, that starts to look good, doesn't it? But for now, this is the stickiest cluster. So you can see here, you got a high volume node, okay? Only slightly smaller than this. So if it does reclaim this point of control and starts coming up here, well, this is going to be the next logical resistance. So what happens if it comes up here and it starts to show some weakness? Well, yeah, cool, I'll look for shorts. I'm a trader at the end of the day. I'm not blindly buying this and hoping that it's going to go up. I'm a trader. So therefore, I'm looking for the best support and resistance zones, the best areas of interest. Then if and when price comes into those areas of interest, does it give me a setup? Does it meet my setup criteria? Okay, it's really as simple as that. So the reason why I've not been doing these updates on YouTube is because these still are my biggest levels. And until we either A, come into this and bounce, or B, come into this and reject, or up here, then there's no real high time frame trades for me. Everything else is just an intraday or a scalp. And obviously that sort of information, this is what I'm sharing with the members on my daily trading plans every single morning, 5 days a week. Okay. So hopefully you've learned something today. If you have and you're still watching at this point, do me a favor, go down below and hit that like button. And remember, if you do want access for a discount, then come join us for his fourth birthday party. All right, team. As you were, bye-bye.